battle scars. Baby, I'm a psycho, 27. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite you dead. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you're gonna get is battle scars.
What can I say? I need more than desire, more than just a pretty face.
J's for justice.
Okay, you better walk away. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Only one love up beside of the fire.
Wait a second, you guys. We have
Someone who
breaking
can handle me. Someone cut your heart too deep. Oh yeah, oh
Something
yeah.
scary.
Wait a minute. I just got a text. Oh my
give you some
god.
closure before you know it, it's over.
Wait a second, you guys. We have
So run
breaking
away,
news.
run away.
Oh my god.
I'm not trying to hurt you,
J's for justice.
but I will if I have to. I'ma tell you what I do. Run away,
God.
run away. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart,
During an interview with Jay for Justice
baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite to dead. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite you dead. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. What can I do? Gotta keep every heart safe, so we make it out alive.
J's for justice.
I don't wanna waste no time. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Try to play nice so I won't give you heartache. Trust me, baby, when I say,
J's for justice.
girl, you better walk away. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you try to come closer, I'ma give you some closure before you know it, it's over. So run away,
Something
run away.
scary.
I'm not trying to hurt you, but I will if I have to. I'ma tell you what I do.
Something
Run away,
scary.
run away. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite to dead. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite to dead. So if you're gonna fight me,
I so. I played a cut with my homies, dressed in all black and we cozy. Can't say you love, you gotta show me. I ain't with my guys, then I'm dolly. Ain't no vibe like this, they don't rock like this, and you know we don't miss. Swish, they don't catch my drift, tell them I ain't they biz, they'll catch my gist. Ain't no vibe like this, they don't rock like this, and you know we don't miss. Swish, they don't catch my drift, tell them I ain't they biz, they'll catch my gist. I'm in a cut with my homies, I'm in a cut with my homies. Show no love to the police, show no love to the phonies. No love, no love. She wanna come to my homies, she wanna ride like a pony. Better pay up if you owe me, don't come around like you know me.
Man's that moving too shaky, acting sus for no reason. Still do the dash like Stacy with a city girl, it's that season. She wanna ride this all-wheel drive, you don't gotta put no key in. We on a rise like emoji eyes, you know that they be preying. Stashing the guap, setting up shop. I got a plan, is you ready or not? Puffing this plant, rising my stock, forcing my hand, they moving wide. Don't gotta scam, don't gotta hop. I turn styles, screw it and chop. Shout out big bro, he call me Ock, keeping it safe, we got it on lock. This is a whole mood like O2. I told Missy to work it. She got that soul food, I'm so full, she get busy for certain. This is a whole mood like O2. I told Missy to work it. She got that soul full, I'm so full, she get busy for certain.
Ain't no vibe like this, they don't rock like this, and you know we don't miss. Swish, they don't catch my drift, tell them I ain't they biz, they'll catch my gist. Ain't no vibe like this, they don't rock like this, and you know we don't miss. Swish, they don't catch my drift, tell them I ain't they biz, they'll catch my gist. I'm in a cut with my homies, I'm in a cut with my homies. Show no love to the police, show no love to the phonies. No love, no love. She wanna come to my homies, she wanna ride like a pony. Better pay up if you owe me. Don't come around like you know me. Ay, we in the spot, thuggin' like pop, kicking in doors. You know we don't knock. She wanna dance, do a TikTok. She making a move, she making it drop. We set the mood, pull up and eat all your food. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How can we lose? Blessings keep coming in twos. Ay, you do or you don't, you will or you won't. Hop in the phantom, then I go ghost. They doing the most, they watch what you post. Liking our picture, she like how I post. They saying we goals, Kobe on goal. Playing the cut, just me and my woes. We getting high to balance the lows. You hear the flows, fuck all these hoes. I need my ducks in a row. Whoa, yeah. Coming up fast, I thought we was moving too slow. Whoa, no. Making a killing, Kobe keep selling these clothes, yeah. It's how it's so. I ain't gon' tell you no more, just me and my bro. Hey, ain't no vibe like this, they don't rock like this, and you know we don't miss. Swish. They don't catch my drift, tell them mind they biz, or catch my jizz, bitch. Ain't no vibe like this, they don't rock like this, and you know we don't miss. Swish. They don't catch my drift, tell them mind they biz, or catch my jizz, bitch. I'm in the cut with my homies, Show no love to the police, show no love to the phonies. No love. She wanna come to my homie, she wanna ride like a pony. Better pay up if you owe me, don't come around like you know me.
During an interview with J is for Justice podcast.
Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Welcome to J is for Justice. It's still a little rough on the old voice this morning, but that song, what is that called, Tiffany Share? I don't know. I'll have to look. It's off of a website where I get my music. So I'll look and I will let you know. Hey, Ann and Angie B. Hey, Frankie. S the best. Diamonds and Maple Leaf. How are you, Rose? Good to see you guys. Hey, Heather. Hey, Lucia. Good morning, you guys. Do I sound a lot better? Good morning, Jay. You sound so much better today. Bring on the giggles.
Roberta.
All the Roberters here.
Roberta.
Did you guys have enough time to chat amongst yourselves? Margaritas and palm trees. Good morning. Hey, Ashley. Sam, I am. Okay, good. Because I listened last night and I was like, holy cow, I sound terrible. What's up, Scott H? Have y'all heard the grandest whole uncut interview? No, where's that at? I only saw the one interview on WJHL. It's okay, Lucia. I can't type either. It's morning time. It's okay. Just let it roll off your back. Is there an uncut version that we can watch? Shay's Safe Place. I don't want to get struck, though. I don't know. Where did she get the video from? Oh, moderators. Yes, moderators.
Oh, man.
Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Moderators!
Mount up.
Brock says she's kind of.
Roberta.
Ish. Crazy 8 says, I need to tell my boss this is more important than work. It's way more than what's out there. I can't play someone else's video, but thanks for letting us know it's there, General Jones. Hey, Search and Rescue K9. Tattooed semicolon. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday hump day. Hey, Lori. Hope everybody's doing well. The first story that we are going to talk about is Scott Peterson. This is breaking news. in the Scott Peterson case. So his hearing was going on. We know it started last Friday in his quest for a new trial based on juror Rochelle Neese lying on her jury questionnaire. Well, it gets better, folks. So that meeting or those hearings have been stayed and shut down for 2 whole weeks. And let's find out why. So here's a picture of Scott. Hang on, let me actually make it so you guys can see Scott. There's actually a picture. I didn't think they had any cameras in the courtroom, but apparently they did. So, I don't know. He's got a boot on his foot. Like something's broke or sprained. I'm not sure. You think he looks rough? I mean, how old is he now? He's like 52? Is he in his 50s? I definitely don't think he has that black of hair, though, at his age. But here we go. So attorneys for Scott Peterson revealed Tuesday they learned new information Monday night from a television producer who interviewed juror Rochelle Neese.
Roberta.
For an A&E documentary. Now the defense wants to subpoena records from that witness, which led to a continuation in Peter's evidentiary hearing and an outburst by one of Peterson's attorneys. Peterson is trying to get his conviction overturned on the grounds of juror misconduct. His attorneys allege he didn't get a fair trial in 2004 because Neese was biased against him and wanted to get on his jury to make him pay for killing his wife Lacey and unborn son Connor, as well as for notoriety and financial reasons. They say she lied on a juror questionnaire when she said she'd never been a victim of a crime or involved in a lawsuit. Neese obtained a restraining order protecting herself and her unborn child while pregnant in 2000 due to threats from her boyfriend's ex-girlfriend after the woman kicked in the front door, challenging Neese to fight and later following Neese in her vehicle. Neese was pregnant with a different child in 2001 when her boyfriend Eddie Whiteside was arrested for domestic violence against her. She said she never considered herself a victim in that incident, and that's why she lied. So let's see. This is yesterday. So they started late, 30 minutes late, as the attorneys and the judge spoke behind closed doors. And then later in the day, it was revealed that they were discussing new information that Peterson's attorneys learned Monday night while interviewing Shireen Anderson, the executive producer of the A&E documentary, The Murder of Lacey Peterson. The new information was disclosed to prosecutors Tuesday morning. It was never discussed in open court, but Peterson attorney Cliff Gardner said it is relevant to impeach part of Neese's testimony. And this is his attorney. There's Pat Harris and David Harris, his attorneys. Stanislaus County Chief Deputy District Attorney Dave Harris called the information extremely late and highly suspect. That's the prosecutor, Dave Harris. Peterson's defense team said they needed time to subpoena Anderson to obtain parts of the interview with Neese that were cut from the documentary, as well as transcripts of the interviews. Judge Masulo agreed that the information was relevant and ultimately agreed to postpone the remainder of the hearing to the end of March in order to give Peterson's attorneys time to issue the subpoena. Masulo told parties on both sides that if they don't do any more investigative interviews in the meantime, they must, quote, immediately turn around and provide a summary of the interview in writing to the other side. Her statements were followed by discussion of another Peterson attorney. Another person Peterson's attorneys have tried to repeatedly contact was Neese's ex-boyfriend Whiteside. Peterson's attorney Pat Harris has previously said defense investigators briefly spoke to Whiteside, who was living with Neese when she served on the jury in 2004. He said they haven't been able to get a hold of him since, but continue to try. Prosecutor Dave Harris said the continuance was effectively giving Peterson's camp extra time to find Whiteside. The people would be remiss to allow the defense to basically obtain a continuance by dropping information on us this morning that now is, and Dave Harris was then cut off by Pat Harris, who said he resented the accusation. Masulo tried to stop Pat Harris from interrupting, but he spoke over her as well. I'm not going to sit here and be told I'm unethical in a courtroom while we are on the record, Pat Harris said. It will not stand. So here is Pat Harris standing and telling the judge he's not going to be called unethical in court. And next to him is Sheila Sandusky, which is his other lawyer. He suggested Dave Harris was implying that Peterson's team purposely caused a continuance in the hearing in order to get more time to find Whiteside. Shaking his index finger in the direction of Masulo, he said, quote, I resent the implication and I will not be impugned on the record. Masulo responded, well, the court didn't take it as impugning, but to the extent that you need to clarify the record for the public, you've clarified the record. She called for courtroom decorum and ultimately gave Peterson's attorneys a deadline of March 3rd to find Whiteside, which is the day the hearing was scheduled to conclude, had it not been continued. Before all that, one witness did testify, another juror from Peterson's trial, Gregory Baratlis, who served on the jury and co-authored a book with Nice and other jurors about their experience, gave limited testimony about his experiences with Nice. Baratlis was an original juror and Nice was alternate. Excuse me. Who was brought in during the middle of deliberations when another original juror was dismissed. He testified that when the original jury started deliberating, members agreed to discuss the evidence before expressing which way they would vote. He said Nice wasn't aware of this. On the first day she entered the deliberation room, Bertalis said Nice sat down and blurted out that Peterson should basically pay for killing the, quote, little man. Little man is a nickname Nice gave Connor, which Peterson's attorney says indicates her obsession with Connor and bias towards Peterson. Baratlis testified that Nice appeared exhausted during the trial, like the gravity of it was weighing on her. He also said while most jurors like himself try to avoid the media storm brought on by the trial, she did the opposite, often walking through the area outside the court where all the media was staged. Nice had dyed bright red hair at the time and was nicknamed Strawberry Shortcake by the media. With the hair color, she seemed to try to not be discreet, Baratlis said. Peterson's hearing was continued to March 24th and is now scheduled to conclude on March 25th. In addition to Anderson and her cameraman, additional jurors might testify. It's getting pretty good, you guys. It's getting pretty good. And there, he's got this boot on and then like orthopedic shoes. I wonder what happened. Like, what's up with that?
You know, the proof is in the pudding, if you will.
Oh my gosh, I don't have puppy cam on and they're being so good. There they are. I'm good, Damien. I'm doing good. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're Velcro. They sure are, Ashley. Yeah, I'm not sure what he got up to. I did see the adopted father of the West Boys was charged. Yep, we talked about that last night. You guys crack me up. And that would be the end of that. So I guess we're back in court on the 24th to find out what is going to happen here. It should be interesting. And that is Rochelle back in the day. That is back in her trial day. Jail shoes called Bobos. Mama called them my magic shoes. My magic shoes. Well, I know, me too, Jay, and he's charged with 2 counts of murder. Oh, both parents have been charged now? Okay, we're getting to that too. Our next story, that was the Scott Peterson update. Like I said, March 24th. I'm looking forward to that. Here is a story about a Green Bay woman. And this has a video to go with it. A little disturbing here, just so you know. A little content disclosure here. So this woman, this woman here, Taylor, get this name, Taylor Shabusiness.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Taylor Shabusiness dismembered a man's body, and placed his head in a bucket, and she's being held on $2 million cash bond. What's going on up there in Wisconsin, she says. Of course, there's a 30-second ad. Naturally. Do you guys have sound? Because I don't have sound. There we go. Taylor, it's none of your business.
First told you about nearly 1 week ago.
This 24-year-old woman, Taylor Shabusiness, faces multiple charges, including homicide and mutilating a corpse. It stems from what police have been calling a suspicious death investigation of a 25-year-old Green Bay man. We first told you about it as investigators worked that crime scene on Stony Brook Lane last Wednesday.
Sarah Thompson was there live all day then and is now joining us live outside the courthouse with new details that we have learned today. Sarah.
Cammie and Bill, there are a lot of ways people are probably describing this case since details were posted to our website early this afternoon. Disturbing, troubling, bizarre at the top of that list. Now, the details of what police and prosecutors say Taylor Shabusiness did to the man they say she killed can only be described as incredibly graphic. Last Wednesday morning, hours before the sun came up, police were called to this Stony Brook Lane home by the woman who lives there, telling them she had discovered her son's severed head in a bucket at the bottom of the basement stairs. The woman told police she'd heard a door slam between 2 and 3 a.m., waking her. She told police she went to check out a light left on downstairs and made the gruesome discovery. In addition to a lot of blood, police reported finding body parts in bags and storage containers in the basement. Shabusiness even telling police, quote, they were going to have fun trying to find all the organs as she dismembered the body. Shabusiness told police she used knives she'd found in the kitchen. Prosecutors say the medical examiner determined the victim died by strangulation. Shabusiness telling police it happened during a sexual encounter and that she did not mean to kill the victim, but told investigators she just went crazy. Police say Shabusiness was smoking meth with the victim before the murder. In court, prosecutors detailed a lengthy criminal record for her, telling a court commissioner Shabusiness had a warrant out for her arrest, was on probation, and was supposed to be wearing an electronic monitoring bracelet at the time of the murder, but appeared to have removed it somehow. Police say Shabusiness was the last person to see the victim alive, sending them looking for her first thing Wednesday morning, finding her on the east side of the city.
Every time they say Shabusiness, everybody has to do a shot.
With blood on her clothing and hands, adding when they searched her van, they found a box with additional human body parts inside. Shabusiness is also charged with sexual assault for what prosecutors say were acts that happened after the victim had died.
Oh my God.
She's being held on a $2 million cash bond and is due back here in court in the courthouse behind me in a couple of weeks. Police have not identified the 25-year-old victim in this case and say his family is asking for privacy. Reporting live in Green Bay, Sarah Thompson, Action 2 News.
Did she say they have not identified him, but the family, what? So Taylor Shabusiness is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault for something that happened after the 25-year-old man was dead. Shabusiness was calm when she went to court on video. She said very little, but she wanted an attorney.
What you are witnessing is real. The participants are not actors.
25-year-old. Drugs. She had no business doing meth.
She liked to twirl.
All right, moving on. Yikes. Yeah, drugs are bad, okay? She liked to twirl. Hey, those are some nice chairs, yo. Oh, hey, Carrie. Carrie is in the house. We don't want to give her a complex, but sometimes, you know, she does get one because... Yes, it's very gruesome. It's gross. I know, I love bringing you guys stories just to tell you how messed up this world is. We have a follow-up on a case that we followed down here. You know, the infamous parents who locked their child in the garage. We have exclusive inside photos from the Daily Mail of inside this creepy, what they call a prison cell, where adopted 14-year-old Florida boy's Christian parents, I don't know why that's in there, but kept him locked up with a bucket for a toilet under constant video surveillance and spanked him with a belt as he lay naked. Now, we knew all of these details because we've already gone through this case, but this kid, we still don't know why this even happened. Why this couple had like a makeshift like cage in the garage with a camera where they could monitor this child. This is the couple right here, Tracy and Timothy Ferriter. And they say that the child had behavioral issues. And that was why he was separated, I guess, from the family. Now, we don't know because we haven't been in court with them yet. A lot of you are saying they look like brother and sister. I saw that initially too, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to know.
I don't know.
He doesn't know. He does not know.
They both have some beady ass eyes, though, I'll tell you that. They both have some beady ass eyes. So, all right, let's see what we've got here. I haven't looked at these photos yet, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to be seeing. But this is the room, dear God, where they made this child stay. Tracy and Timothy Ferriter face child abuse charges over claims they whipped and beat their adopted 14-year-old son and forced him to live in an 8x8 box in their garage in their Jupiter, Florida home. So this is apparently them taking down the room. It had no windows, no door handle on the inside, but a deadbolt and a handle on the outside. And the only light switch was located on the outside of this room, and that's where they made this kid go. So it was all walls, no windows, no light, nothing. And the person that reported them was a builder who was paid $3,000 and given 2 days to build a very strange, quote unquote, office inside their garage. And he thought the request was strange, so he reported it. I don't know what this is. Let's see. Ben Aim was told the freestanding structure would not require a window and should only have a lock on the outside of the door. He was asked to drill a hole in the ceiling for a video camera cord. At least this guy was smart enough to see red flags. You know?
JB, it's we have to stand down.
Well, let's see. We've got 12 photos here. Or 14. That's their house. And they reported him missing on January 28th and said he ran away. And then here's the fam. So you guys remember they have a baby. And then they have the 2 older daughters. And then this is the boy that they made sleep in the garage. And the other 3 were removed and taken by CPS. The baby's only 2. We went through this on the other live. If you guys want to read through this, I do have another video up with their probable cause affidavits. We read through those. Here she is in the hospital, Teresa, or whatever, Tracy, with her baby. The boy is there in the back. The unnamed 14-year-old boy told police he was spanked, hit with a belt and jump rope, and frequently spit on, and reportedly asked to be put in jail so he didn't have to go back to his adoptive parents. There's Timothy. He said that he and his wife say that the 14-year-old suffered from reactive attachment disorder, and that prevented him from forming healthy emotional bonds with his caretakers, and suggested that this contributed to his parents' decision to lock him up. There's Tracy, 46, who has a 2-year-old, and Timothy, 46, who has a 2-year-old. They would have to be twins if they're related. Their ears are very similar. Weird. But yeah, that's the room. Sick. Sick stuff, you guys. All right, next update. This is a follow-up to the Ahmaud Arbery case. Ahmaud Arbery was shot down in Georgia by 3 men who were all convicted in the case. And then they went on to a federal trial for federal hate crime, and they were found guilty in that as well. Well, then a step further, legislators filed against the 3 attorneys that were involved in this case, but the state bar dismissed their complaints. So let's take a look at what happened with this.
Democratic legislators say they filed complaints against 3 attorneys involved in the Ahmaud Arbery murder case, but the state bar dismissed their complaints. The 4 Democrats filed the complaints against a former Brunswick District Attorney, Jackie Johnson, Defense Attorney Kevin Goff, and Waycroft District Attorney George Barnhill. The lawmakers say they displayed acts of racial discrimination, conflicts of interest, and violated professional conduct rules. They specifically mentioned Goff's motion during the trial to restrict black pastors from coming into the courtroom following the arrival of Reverend Al Sharpton. The legislators say they are troubled by the state bar's decision to dismiss the complaints. We have reached out to the State Bar of Georgia for a response.
So that's not going to go anywhere, but interesting that they filed that. I thought that was pretty interesting. All right, moving forward. Oh, which one do I want to do next? Okay, here. Well, let's get this one out of the way. And then we have another one. The next one is going to outrage you guys. So let's get this one out of the way, and then
The details of this investigation are tough to stomach. Melvin Conway, an assistant principal.
Trigger warning, because this is essay stuff. So if you guys are sensitive to that, you might want to mute. But this story and the next story are going to enrage you. I promise.
Here at Ecorse High School, arrested, accused of criminal sexual conduct. The accuser, the alleged victim, is a relative and just 10 years old when it happened.
State of Michigan versus Melvin Conway.
45-year-old Melvin Conway, a father and assistant principal, charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct. Given bond with tether Monday, he can bond out for $7,500.
It's quite alarming, to say the least.
Detroit Police and the Wayne County Sheriff's Office investigating allegations of rape by a relative of Conway who was living with him in Detroit at the time of the alleged incident about 8 years ago. The accuser just 10 years old at the time.
Everything is still very, very fresh, but it's quite disturbing.
Captain Kimberly Blackwell with the Detroit Police Special Victims Unit says the victim told several people about the sexual assault years after it happened.
A lot of times victims are embarrassed or they feel that they are responsible, it's their fault.
The investigation into Conway started about a year ago. We're told he's been cooperative with police.
We don't want to rush them, but we also don't want to cause the victim any more suffering. So it's a process, unfortunately.
Conway has prior charges out of Georgia, but a spokesperson with Ecorse Schools tells Fox 2 he was given a background check before being hired. He's since been suspended with pay. The schools say they're cooperating with police, adding the safety of students and staff are top priority.
As we said, Conway does have a criminal past, 2 misdemeanor charges from back in 2007 when he lived in Georgia. He pled guilty to both false imprisonment and battery, all stemming from a domestic incident. Reporting in Ecorse, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
"51 years to life in prison." That was the sentence handed down to a mother who admitted to trading her 11-year-old daughter for heroin. The judge in the case had some choice words for her. 9 on your side's TJ Parker is live for us downtown with what she had to say. TJ?
She sure did, Carol. Judge Leslie Giz says she sees the effects heroin has on people daily, but she's never seen anything like this. So she shared her thoughts with April Corcoran before she handed down her sentence this morning.
I'm going to have this court will have the kind of mercy on you that you had on your daughter, which is none.
Judge Leslie Giz has no sympathy for 30-year-old mother April Corcoran. She made it clear what Corcoran did is disturbing.
All I can do is weep for her that the one person in the world, her mother, threw her under a bus because you wanted to get high. It is just awe-inspiring that you can stand here and in all of this, the one thing I haven't heard is asking for her forgiveness.
Corcoran pleaded guilty in June after she was indicted on charges relating to trading her daughter to her accused heroin dealer Shandell Willingham in exchange for drugs. She's also accused of giving her daughter heroin.
I don't think you recognize the damage that has been done to this poor child.
She deserves to die in prison.
The prosecutor in the case, Katie Pridemore, believes Corcoran's daughter, who is now living with her father and stepmother, will deal with this for the rest of her life.
I don't think she will ever be able to forget this, but I think with the love in her family, she will be able to get through it.
Not on Your Side talked with Corcoran's attorney about her sentence.
It's not surprising given the horrific nature of this case.
I failed my daughter in one of the worst ways possible.
Corcoran also spoke in court saying she's had time to reflect on what she did, saying she is consumed by guilt every day. Now, Corcoran's accused dealer, Shandell Willingham, who we just mentioned in that piece, he has been charged in this case as well, and he'll be tried here in Hamilton County. Now, you briefly heard from Corcoran there. We'll have more on what she had to say in court coming up at 6 o'clock. We're live downtown. I'm TJ Parker, 9 on Your Side.
Come on, girl.
Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Moderators!
Mount up!
Can you hear me now? Muted looking ass.
I hold my hand so I can twirl, and I'd hold my arm there, and she'd just sit there and twirl till my arm just about give out.
I thought that I shut off my picture and it was the damn mic.
Is there anything you want to do about it? You can apologize. How's that? Try for an apology.
I saw you guys saying muted, but I saw my little monitor was moving as I talked, and I was like, what are they talking about? That must have been someone coming in later. Soundboard looking ass was the only thing that you could hear. I know, Maple Leaf. What a shame. Lord above. Hey, podcast daddy. I was saying hi to the podcast daddy, charcoal looking ass. No, I didn't think you lied. I just was like, it's someone that came in the beginning when I really was muted, but weird. Yeah.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
I know, Carrie. I think they're all going to laugh at me. Lori. Thanks, Lori. All right. So what I was saying was we were going to get into the Morphew thing, the heroin thing. Disgusting. I had no words. So I had no words on that. I don't know what to say about that woman. The guy that she gave her kid to, I can't even. Like, I have no freaking words on that one. So let's move into the Morphew case. This is an update. A former CBI agent said that Barry Morphew's arrest was the worst decision that could have ever been made. What are you guys thinking about this Morphew case here? What?
That's
it sounds like it's a huge mess.
To dismiss the case filed by Barry Morphew's attorneys. 9 News reporter Mark Salinger broke this news today. Mark.
Yeah, the motion unsealed today says former agent Joseph Cahill told many law enforcement witnesses in the case that arresting Mr. Morphew was premature and the worst decision that could be made. In the motion to dismiss the case, Morphew's lawyers wrote that Cahill stated the case was not remotely ready for anybody to move the case forward. Now, Morphew was arrested and charged with murder in May of 2021, a year after his wife Suzanne disappeared from her Chaffee County home. Suzanne's body is still missing. Morphew's defense attorneys say prosecutors withheld exculpatory evidence from the court during the preliminary hearing and argue that had that information not been withheld, it would have been available in the preliminary hearing, it would be certain that the probable cause would not have been found. 9 News legal expert Scott Robinson says the judge now can decide to do nothing, grant a new preliminary hearing, allow the use of the evidence that was withheld, or dismiss the case.
It certainly appears to me that the prosecutors are way behind the defense on being prepared for trial. And quite frankly, it'll be rather remarkable if the prosecution is ready to go to trial in April as the trial is scheduled to begin.
Now, in their response to the court, prosecutors called the motion to dismiss utter nonsense and draconian, urging the judge to let the case move forward. Now, Morphew's defense team has subpoenaed the director of the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, the deputy director of the CBI, and the head of major crimes unit for the CBI to appear in court this Friday during another motions hearing. We'll see how that plays out after this major development in the case. Tom and Kim.
And interesting, we know that this has been the focus nationally. I mean, it was just on Dateline last Friday night. When you hear about all the angles to the story, you would think that this is something everyone would want to be highly prepared for.
Yeah, this case has gotten national attention, and it's surely the biggest, if not one of the biggest cases that's going on right now in the 11th Judicial District. So a lot of eyes are on it, and a lot of lawyers are looking at it as well.
Is there any idea that the prosecution or anyone else knew of this allegation about what Agent Cahill had to say?
We'll find out more on Friday when all the CBI director and the CBI Major Crimes Unit director, they all expected to testify on Friday, and that's one question that I'll be looking very closely to hear.
Well, there certainly are a lot of people.
You guys, this sounds like a total disaster. Total disaster. Mike Sanner, are you using Rodecaster Pro Mixer? No, I have a Stream Deck.
If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
Remember the many pages when Barry was arrested? This can't be real. I know, right? I hope it doesn't get dismissed. Because they just said they're not going to allow the domestic violence stories from her friend be allowed in the case either. Yeah, it's Rodecaster, or I'm sorry, it's a Stream Deck. Let's see if I can show it to you. This is what it looks like. So it has all these buttons, and then you can program, like, you can see those arrows at the bottom. You can go, back and forth. You can make as many pages of sound bites. You can also make it do commands for different programs. It does all kinds of stuff.
Creep town, dude.
Yeah, Barry, I don't know about that. Does not sound promising. Sounds like there's a lot going on or not going on and getting fumbled. I don't know. Not good. All right, next update comes out of California. Let's take a look at this. Drug bust.
Look at this. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol discovering nearly 1,200 small packages of meth. They were all hidden inside a shipment of onions. So officers say a K-9 team was screening a truck and trailer when the dogs alerted authorities of the drugs. The 45-year-old driver was arrested. He is now facing a charge of narcotics smuggling.
What?
What? Hey, let's see. We've got a new subscriber. Let me replay this. Dolly Vision version 1.0 just subscribed. Do you guys need to see that again? Scott H is like,
Creepy.
Look at this. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol discovering nearly 1,200 small packages of meth. They were all hidden inside a shipment of onions. So officers say a K-9 team was screening a truck and trailer when the dogs alerted authorities of the drugs. The 45-year-old driver was arrested. He is now facing a charge of narcotics smuggling.
I don't know, Snow Angel. It's got lots of layers. Meth onions. Yeah, it's scary. Hey, LC1s. Right, the dogs didn't think they smelled like onions. Carrie, they have layers. Good morning, Becky Ross. It gives a new meaning to Funyuns. Yeah, they better check the bags of Funyuns coming in. All right, here's another one. So we've been talking about this technology and advancement, and I brought up like Elon Musk and the whole chip deal. And robots. We were talking about the restaurant in Tampa that has a robot that serves food because they're so short-staffed. So let's watch this. This is
They see me rolling, they hating.
Struggle to carry your own shopping bags? No, that is so 2021. Introducing Jita, a robot companion that'll do it for you.
Jita is a first of a kind at carrying following robot.
Jita, which means short trip in Italian, is developed by robotics company Piaggio Fast Forward and is being tested in Newcastle, England by the UK's National Innovation Centre for Aging, where Professor Nick Palmerini is director.
I think following is the key word here, because it's a robot that instead of something you step on or a vehicle that you step on, it's literally just following you. and it does it very well. It uses one of the most advanced technology, but its purpose is just to basically help you to walk more, help walk free from goods, because you can carry goods inside Jita.
The robot is able to follow its human using recognition technology through its built-in cameras. It's capable of carrying nearly 40 pounds of cargo in a lockable storage hold, and even doubles as a seat, so you don't even have to carry the stuff or stand. Carol is helping test the bot out.
Would be great to have something to carry your shop and have your hands free, particularly if it's a bad day and you're dealing with an umbrella and your phone and your purse and things, and somewhere to store it safely, your stuff. And handy to have something to sit on if you've had enough, or you have to sit down when you're shopping.
But don't get too comfortable. The point of Jita is to encourage people to exercise more.
Longevity of living healthier and longer life is just to walk. We should have to take at least 10,000 steps a day. So why, instead of keep on generating objects and devices on top of which we sit and they bring us somewhere, why don't empower ourselves to walk more? And that's what we think is very interesting as a different approach to leverage the most innovative technology, machine learning and robots, to allow people to walk more.
So make way for the ShopBot, which could run you about $103 a month.
$103 a month. I'd make it do burnouts and go behind on it. I don't think it's that they can't afford to pay the waiters a decent wage. I think they just don't have workers that are wanting to work for whatever reason, or they have COVID. I don't know. Let me show you one thing though before I forget. I'm going to figure out where. Hold on. This was crazy. And since we're talking about robots, this kind of goes along with the robot theme. So this is going to be, let me think, what was that called? Let's see here. Because this kind of tripped me out a little bit. Okay, so this would be... Let me find the right... Okay, so this would be the first... we've been talking about AI, artificial intelligence. So Fox Business... This is from Fox Business. This is 3 years ago. This was China's AI news anchor. Now, I'm going to show you more, but watch. Wait, let me... And this guy's laughing 3 years ago. I bet you he wouldn't be laughing now.
I think I might be in trouble. China has developed a virtual anchor to deliver the news. Watch this.
Hello, everyone. I'm an English artificial intelligence anchor. This is my very first day in Xinhua News Agency. My voice and appearance are modeled on Zhang Zhao, a real anchor with Xinhua. The development of the media industry calls for continuous innovation and deep integration with the international advanced technologies.
Okay, now that sounds like a freaking robot, right? That's 3 years ago. Now hold on. Crap, where is it? Hold on, give me 1 second. Is this it? It's so weird, you guys. It's a newscaster, and it's it's not real, but it freaking looks like a real person. It does not sound like a robot. And now I can't find the damn video, but it's so weird. Is this it?
I'm AI newscaster George. It is now possible to.
There was one that I found that was like amazingly real. It was so creepy. I'll see if I can't find it for next time. Because you guys will be like, whoa, that's not real. All right. We have another update here. Let's move forward. I will find that. Let me make a note. Because I will forget. But I meant to save it. I might have put it in watch later. Let me double check. I was like, I got to show these guys this because we were all talking about that artificial intelligence and all that stuff. All that jazz.
We planted flowers on the side of the house.
Nope. Nope. I didn't save it. Dang it. Well, at any rate, I'll find it because it is weird. Because like that one from 3 years ago, I was like, holy crap, it sounds like a robot. Like it sounds like a speak and spell. This is like an actual real digital voice, which is crazy. So, all right, here is our final update. And I think it's our final update. We showed that. Actually, we have two. So we have two more. This one here, we're going to talk about first because it's sad and we're going to get it out the way. And then we'll end on the last story.
Top story here at 5, a shocking story out of Troy. Police say a girl around 6 years of age was fatally shot, and it was her own father who pulled the trigger.
This is in Michigan, in Troy, Michigan. I think so, Dr. Momo.
Creep town, dude.
Now, that child's mother was also shot in the chest, but managed to get away and run to safety. Then a short time later, the father took his own life.
It happened at a condo complex on Brentwood Drive off Long Lake, right across from Troy High School. Priya Mann is there live tonight. Priya, she was able to call police.
Yeah, the woman was able to call police, and 10 minutes later, Troy police were talking to the gunman who said he would surrender. He did come back here to the condo complex where he shot himself in front of police. And this comes after he shot his wife and killed his little girl. Neighbors say they just saw her out here playing a few days ago.
That little girl. She was a beautiful little girl. I think about 7 years old, something like that. It's a shame.
A little girl shot and killed in her bedroom. Her mother was then shot in the chest. Police say the man drove off, and that's when the woman went to her neighbor for help.
Alerted by pounding at your door and to bring her in and provide, again, key information to our call taker and really help our officers. A ton of credit to the neighbor, ton of credit to the victim.
Police called the man who picked up.
And he described that he was going to come back and turn himself in. He had already left the condo.
He returned and parked in the clubhouse parking lot, which is about 200 feet from his home.
They saw the vehicle park into the lot, and they started moving in that direction. And when they went to approach him, he got out of the vehicle and chopped off.
Neighbors say the family had a history of domestic violence.
He used to scream at his wife all the time. And we could hear it at night. And she was screaming like crazy.
And especially in a situation like this where, the suspect had already shot 2 people, and, it's cliche, but they have nothing to lose at that point a lot of times, and that's, I think, how they feel.
Yeah, it was a very chaotic scene here throughout much of the day on Tuesday. That 39-year-old woman was rushed to the hospital. She will survive. There's 2 schools in this area, Troy High School and Hamilton Elementary. Both were placed on brief lockdowns today. In fact, we saw students walking home while there was still a heavy police presence here. It's not clear if police had been called to this home before for domestic violence issues. Reporting live tonight in Troy, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Horrific. And that is, Robin, you're right. That's a very nice area. Robin, are you from Michigan? Are you a Michigander? Roberta or Robin?
Roberta.
All right, you guys, this is the final update. This is the news that both parents, adoptive parents of the missing Cal City boys, Oren and Orson West, have both been arrested and charged with murder. They reported the boys missing in when was it? December 21st of 2020. Or is it the adoptive parents or yeah. Here, let's watch this. After this ad. Sarah Smiles says, I'd love to see their arrest.
My last name's Dirk.
All right, here we go.
And that breaking news tonight surrounding the disappearance of the two missing California City brothers. Both of their adoptive parents are in a Kern County jail tonight facing murder charges. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Rochelle Murcia.
And I'm Dave Gonzalez. That news comes as a shock to many tonight, and it comes more than a year since the two boys were last seen in the backyard of their California City home.
Their disappearance making national headlines and an urgent plea to bring them back home. Eyewitness News reporter David Kaplan has been following the story since the beginning and is live tonight in downtown Bakersfield with what we know now. David?
I'm at the Kern County Jail where the adoptive parents of Oren and Orson West were booked just a few hours ago. Trezell and Jacqueline West were both charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, 2 counts of willful cruelty to child, and 1 count of false report emergency. 35-year-old Trezell and 32-year-old Jacqueline were each booked into the Kern County Jail tonight after 8. It's unknown right now what led to these charges. We are still waiting on a comment by the Bakersfield Police. We've reached out to BPD but have not yet heard back. 4-year-old Oren and 3-year-old Orson were reported missing by the West parents from their home in California City on December 21st, 2020. It's not known right now where the adoptive parents were arrested. A post circulating on social media showed a picture of an RV that the suspects were reportedly using. Eyewitness News did not confirm the West parents were in that RV or that they were taken into custody from that RV, but we did hear reports of the RV at Highway 43 and Highway 58. We went to that spot and saw a tow truck taking the RV away. You can see that in this video. The RV had the same license plate number as the RV in the post. We spoke to Rosanna Wills, a cousin to Orson, about her emotions when first hearing the news.
Anger, sadness, confused. Why, why would you hurt 2 babies? Like, it don't make no sense. And, it's a lot of emotions going on right now. Now it's like, where are the boys? Like, what did you guys do with them? That's the question. And when did you guys really hurt these babies before you reported them missing?
Both Trezell and Jacqueline are scheduled in court Thursday at 8 a.m. Stay with Eyewitness News for continual coverage on this story. For now, in downtown Bakersfield, David Kaplan, Eyewitness News.
Stir. It's a new way to watch TV for free. It's live local news, live.
Now they need to find those boys. Those two need to start talking. So they're going to be in court tomorrow at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. I don't know if that's going to be streamed or not. I didn't cover this case. I'm sure that Duty Ron will definitely be covering it. In the meantime, if you missed the updates yesterday on the Summerwells case, we're going to get to that in just 1 second with Grandis. But first of all, we're going to watch this, and this is a 35-year-old woman that's missing out of Dickinson County, Tennessee, I guess. I'm not sure if it's Virginia. Yeah, Virginia. So law enforcement is asking for the public's help in finding 35-year-old woman who was last seen in the Stratton area of Dickinson County on February 27th. It's March 2nd right now. According to a post from Dickinson County Sheriff's Office, Narissa Hope Blankenship stands 5 feet 11, weighs 155 pounds, has green eyes and pink and purple hair, with one side of her head shaved. Anyone who has information regarding her whereabouts should call area code 276-926-1650, and no further details have been released. I did say that was the last one. I lied. I told some stories. Heather. So this girl here, this is the only picture they have of her. She's 35 and she's missing. Yeah, it's really, really sad because, like, that's the only picture they have. I know I'm a fibber, Heather. All right. This is going to be our update from Grandis. Grandis the Mandis. Of course, after the infamous ad. Here we go.
Another story at 6, day 2, and missing 6-year-old Summer Wells is now over.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said teams scaled previously identified points of interest in Hawkins County. The agency says much of the area where Summer disappeared requires extra time to search thoroughly. They say it's extremely steep and dangerous. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, the lead investigator in the case.
Yeah, Ansley, the sheriff told you today that Summer's family now currently is not cooperating with law enforcement?
That's exactly right, Josh and Sarah. He also told me that the family has attorneys. Now, he did tell me that he didn't want to speak any further on the matter, but I did have the chance to speak with Summer Wells' mother and grandmother at the home where she disappeared earlier today. And her grandmother told me that she wanted to address the sheriff's comments about them not cooperating, as well as whether or not they have an attorney. And this was the first time that we have spoken with her on camera since her granddaughter went missing.
Mr. Lawson stated that Candace and the whole family is lawyered up. I can't speak for Donnie, and I know Candace hasn't because she's told me she hasn't, and I have not. If law enforcement wants to talk to me, TBI wants to talk to me, they have my phone number. They know when I leave the state. They know when I'm here.
Summer Wells' grandmother, Candace Hare, says she hasn't spoken with law enforcement since December 13th.
They have not contacted me since the YouTubers were down here in the driveway, and we asked them about trespassing.
Summer's grandma was with her granddaughter all day on June 15th, the day she disappeared. She walked me through what they did that day and said she and Summer were repotting cactus plants outside of her camper, and then
Summer came in and had a piece of peppermint, which is her favorite, and then she went in. She said, "Mama, I want to go play with the boys." Candy walked her back to the house, and she asked the boys to keep an eye on her, and that's the last time I seen her.
As the 9-month mark of when her granddaughter was reported missing approaches, she says the social media and online rumors have to stop.
If they want to help, that's great. But if they want to spread lies, that's a different story. Because that's all they're doing now is spreading lies. They're reaching and trying to figure out what lie can we spread now.
We planted flowers
and
on
I'm tired of
the
it.
house.
Now, Summer's mother, Candace Bly, did not want to go on camera. However, she did write this statement for us on my notepad. You see it right there on your screen as well. It says, "I've never stopped talking to law enforcement. No, I have not lawyered up. I don't understand why this is being said. I can't speak for Dawn, and we are willing to do whatever to bring our daughter Summer home. Thanks for all the searchers. Now, she also did not want to address her new YouTube channel, Dr. Phil, or anything other than the comments by the sheriff made earlier today. However, she and her mother, Summer's grandmother, wanted me to reiterate how thankful they were for the searchers who are still out looking for Summer, as well as law enforcement for still keeping this investigation open and fresh. Live in Beach Creek, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
Ansley, thank you. March 15th will mark 9 months since family members say they last saw Summer in the Beach Creek community at their home. The TBI state.
It's going on 9 months. Candace wouldn't go on camera with Ansley, but she goes on YouTube panels. Why would she not go on WJHL, who has been covering her daughter's disappearance since day one? That's what I wonder. And then we have one more update from this, and it says 53 minutes ago, so I don't know if there's something new added, but we're going to watch this one. This is Sheriff Lawson stating that Summerwell's family is not cooperating right now. Right now. As opposed to them cooperating before, I'm not really sure. Let's take a look.
Is the family still cooperating? I know you said obviously no Dawn's there, but like the mother and all those other people, are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now. They have attorneys.
Is there anything else on that front you wanted to say or speak about?
Not right now.
Why is it so awkward?
Is there anything else on that front you wanted to say or speak about?
Not right now.
You can't have an office when you're not in an office. Well,
here's the next clip of him. They have attorneys, he said. Yeah, attorneys.
Wells has been in jail for a few weeks. Nothing came up of conversations with him in the jail that led you guys back out here?
No, absolutely not. He's not even been talked to about the case.
You guys can't even see it. Oh my gosh. So he hasn't been talked to about the case. We haven't even talked to him. They have lawyers, plural. Why would he lie, though? I mean, wouldn't it be more likely that Candace and Grandis are lying? I don't know. Bloopers reel. Jesus, Heather, I'm going to die.
It was pretty bad, but I think it's got now where we don't pay any attention to it whatsoever. I mean, it's just a waste of our time. But occasionally we get something we want to really check into. But people out of state, they really don't know what we're doing. And I assure you that we have to give 100% effort. I mean, we, the TBI, the FBI, my officers, we give 100% effort on this case. No stones left unturned, and we're not done yet.
We were told no, that they were done searching yesterday. They didn't say down, like done for now. They didn't say that. They said they are done as of yesterday. So Tuesday marked the second day, it says. And it says that she disappeared after her family last saw her planting flowers in the garden.
We planted flowers on the side of the house.
And then Candace's statement again was, I'm very happy that they are still looking for my daughter, Summer. I heard about it, but I didn't see anybody. Thank you for remembering her. So that is your updates. And we are concluding this live. Heather, look at this shirt. I'm not perfect, but I have a freaking awesome wife that's close enough. I can't. The search 3 months ago lasted 2 days too, I believe. That was back, yes. Yes, that was the last search they did, was 2 days. I don't know where she was when they were searching, but it was interesting because Chris M said at the last part of his live, thank you so much, One Shot Scott. I appreciate you. They said at the last of the live was, Chris said, Candace, my advice to you is something like contact the TBI and then contact me after. And then the next day they're out there searching. So there's something to this madness here, and we're going to just have to sit back and let the authorities play it out. But I will definitely keep you guys updated if anything new comes out, for sure. And I want to thank everybody for being here. Enjoy the rest of your hump day. Thank you so much for the moderators and all of you guys that are here watching.
Creep Town, dude.
You guys have a great day, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks again, One Shot Scott, and everybody who came in today and became a...
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Roberta. Let me tell you something else, Ashley, before you interrupt me again.
You wanna be with me. You wanna feel real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact. But I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that.
Don't break, but don't hold the parking
back. Right? Cadillacs. Buy new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack.
Is there anything you want to do about it? You can apologize. How's that? Try for an apology.